The master manipulator isn't just someone who lies, they are an architect of your reality, meticulously crafting a world where their needs always take center stage, often at your expense. These individuals don't just mislead you, they systematically erode your self-trust, isolate you from your support systems, and leave you questioning your own sanity, making it nearly impossible to see the strings attached until you're hopelessly entangled. Understanding their methods is the first, most crucial step to protecting yourself from a slow, insidious psychological takeover. One of their earliest and most intoxicating tactics is love bombing. Picture Mark, a whirlwind of charm and intense affection, who sweeps you off your feet faster than you thought possible. He showers you with compliments, grand gestures, and declarations of how you're the one he's been searching for his entire life. Every shared interest feels like a cosmic alignment. He mirrors your dreams, your passions, even your deepest insecurities, transforming them into shared vulnerabilities. It feels like you've found your soulmate, but it's a calculated performance designed to create an immediate, intense bond and make you deeply reliant on their validation. This isn't genuine connection, it's an accelerated intimacy that bypasses the natural, gradual development of trust, creating a fragile dependency before you even know what hit you. But what happens when the honeymoon phase abruptly shifts? That's when you start to encounter the subtle art of gaslighting. Imagine Sarah, who distinctly remembers a conversation she had with her partner detailing a particular event. She brings it up, only for him to stare blankly, a slight frown creasing his brow. "That never happened, Sarah. You must be misremembering again. Are you feeling okay? You've been a little stressed lately." Suddenly, her memory falters. The vivid details blur. She finds herself second, guessing her own perception, her own sanity. This isn't just disagreement. It's an insidious campaign to make you doubt your mind, your instincts, and ultimately, your grip on reality, twisting your lived experience into something distorted and unreliable. As your self-doubt grows, another pattern emerges: the victim narrative. A manipulator rarely, if ever, takes responsibility for their actions. Every problem, every conflict, every misstep is always someone else's fault, or a cruel twist of fate. Think of Alex, whose repeated tardiness at work eventually costs him a promotion. Instead of reflecting on his punctuality, he spins an elaborate tale of a biased boss, jealous colleagues, and a system rigged against him. He's not just complaining, he's constructing a flawless image of himself as an innocent martyr, drawing on your empathy and sympathy to deflect any criticism and reinforce his blameless facade. This constant portrayal of victimhood is a powerful tool to evade accountability and manipulate others into feeling sorry for them, rather than holding them responsible. Then there's the tactic of isolating you from your support system. Gradually, subtly, your world begins to shrink. Friends are too negative, or don't understand your unique connection. Family members offer unsolicited advice, or are just jealous. The manipulator might express concern, painting themselves as your only true protector, the only one who truly gets you. Soon, you find yourself spending less time with others, relying more and more on the manipulator for emotional support, validation, and even your perception of the outside world. This isn't just about spending more time together. It's a strategic maneuver to remove any outside voices that might challenge their narrative or offer you an alternative perspective, leaving you vulnerable and dependent. Have you ever found yourself caught in a triangulation trap? This is where the manipulator introduces a third party into a conflict, not to resolve it, but to complicate it and exert control. It could be pitting two friends against each other, or relaying distorted information from one family member to another, creating unnecessary drama and division. The manipulator thrives in the chaos, often positioning themselves as the only sensible one, the peacemaker, or the trusted confidant, even as they sow discord. This tactic allows them to avoid direct confrontation, shift blame, and maintain power by manipulating the flow of information and alliances between people. But what happens when you try to assert a boundary? You'll often encounter emotional blackmail. This isn't about reasoned discussion. It's about leveraging your deepest fears, guilt, or love against you. If you really loved me, you wouldn't go out with your friends tonight. I don't know how I'll cope if you don't do this for me. You know how fragile I am. These aren't requests, they are veiled threats, designed to induce compliance through emotional manipulation. They prey on your sense of responsibility, your empathy, and your fear of hurting them or being seen as selfish. The message is clear. Your needs are secondary to theirs, and any attempt to prioritize yourself will come with a steep emotional cost. And what about their promises? Often, they are nothing more than future faking. They paint elaborate pictures of a shared future, a dream vacation, moving in together, a commitment always just out of reach, always contingent on something you need to do, or some obstacle that mysteriously appears. These grand visions keep you hooked, perpetually waiting for a payoff that never quite materializes. It's like chasing a mirage in the desert. The promise of water keeps you going, but you never reach the oasis. This tactic keeps you invested, keeps you hopeful, and keeps you from examining the stark reality of the present. The silent treatment, or stonewalling, is another classic move. When confronted or displeased, a manipulator might suddenly withdraw all communication, becoming cold, distant, or completely unresponsive. They might disappear for hours or days, leaving you in agonizing suspense, racking your brain to understand what you did wrong. This isn't a cooling-off period. It's a calculated punishment, designed to make you desperate for their attention and validation, willing to concede simply to end the unbearable tension and re-establish contact. It's a powerful control mechanism that forces you to walk on eggshells, constantly afraid of triggering their silent wrath. Observing how they interact with others is crucial. Do you notice a constant need to control the narrative? They might twist past events, selectively remember details, or even invent conversations to present themselves in the best light. They might tell you one thing, and then tell a different story to someone else. This isn't just about protecting their image. It's about shaping the perception of reality for everyone around them, ensuring that their version of events is the dominant one. This makes it incredibly difficult to get a consistent, unbiased account of anything, further confusing those around them. One of the most telling signs, often deeply hidden, is a fundamental lack of genuine empathy. While they might express performative sympathy or mirror your emotions superficially during love bombing, true, consistent empathy is absent. They struggle to understand or share your feelings unless it directly benefits them. When you are hurting, their focus quickly shifts back to themselves or to how your pain affects them. This isn't just being self-absorbed, it's an inability to truly connect with the emotional experience of another person, revealing a cold, calculating core beneath the charming facade. They see people as instruments to fulfill their needs, not as complex individuals with their own feelings and desires. How often do you feel like you're constantly performing, constantly trying to meet an invisible standard that keeps shifting? This is a hallmark of the manipulators, moving goalposts. You might achieve one thing they asked, only for another, more demanding expectation to immediately take its place. Your efforts are never quite enough, your achievements never truly recognized. This keeps you perpetually striving, perpetually seeking their approval, ensuring you remain in a state of insecurity and dependency. It's a never-ending chase for a finish line that always retreats. And what about the feeling in your gut? That persistent, nagging sense of unease, that something is just off? Often, our intuition is the first warning system. You might feel constantly confused, drained, or inexplicably anxious after spending time with them. You might find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, or feeling guilty without understanding why. This is your body, your subconscious mind, screaming at you that something isn't right, that the reality presented to you is a carefully constructed illusion. Learning to trust that gut feeling, especially when logic has been thoroughly muddled, is one of the most powerful defenses you possess. Spotting a master manipulator isn't about identifying a single red flag, but recognizing a pattern of behavior that systematically undermines your sense of self and reality. They operate in the shadows, making you believe their distorted reality is the only one. But by understanding these tactics, the love bombing, the gaslighting, the victimhood, the isolation, the emotional blackmail, the silent treatments, the future faking, the lack of empathy, you gain the clarity to see through the smoke and mirrors. This isn't about judgment, it's about self-preservation. Trust your instincts, value your inner voice, and remember that genuine connection never requires you to lose yourself in the process. The real power lies in recognizing the illusion and choosing to walk away, reclaiming your own truth, your own peace, and your own life.